The United States has witnessed a sharp rise in politically motivated incidents over the past decade. From the storming of the Capitol in January 2021 to violent clashes at rallies and campuses, the country remains divided not only by ideology but by identity. Kirk, who often championed free expression and openly criticised progressive institutions, was a polarising figure. Admirers called him fearless. Critics accused him of stoking division. Trump's framing of Kirk as a martyr intensifies those divisions, casting him as a victim of leftist hostility rather than a casualty of broader unrest. The choice of language matters. In American history, the term martyr has been reserved for figures whose deaths symbolize greater struggles, from civil rights leaders to soldiers on battlefields. By placing Kirk in that tradition, Trump is signaling to his followers that the fight is existential. Trump's address drew inevitable comparisons with moments in US history when leaders responded to assassinations or tragedies. Yet, unlike the calls for unity seen in the past, his message was one of confrontation. Where President Ronald Reagan once called for healing after violence, or President Bill Clinton urged tolerance in the face of extremist attacks, Trump doubled down on identifying an enemy, the radical left. His tone was reminiscent of his speeches at rallies, more campaign stump than presidential eulogy. The decision to post on Truth Social rather than deliver a formal address from the White House reinforced the sense that this was aimed primarily at his base, not the entire nation. Already the address has sparked intense reactions. Supporters praised Trump for speaking with clarity and emotion, echoing their own anger and fear. Detractors accused him of politicizing a tragedy, using grief to deepen division. Analysts warned that this speech could become a turning point in the 2026 election cycle. Trump's promise of a crackdown might translate into policies targeting activist groups or broader surveillance measures, reviving debates around civil liberties. Meanwhile, Democrats are bracing for the political impact. Calls for de-escalation from across the aisle risk being drowned out by the more powerful narrative of martyrdom and vengeance. Across conservative circles, Trump's words resonated instantly. On forums, podcasts, and cable networks, commentators echoed his framing of Kirk as a fallen hero. Candlelight vigils are already being planned in multiple cities. Young conservatives, many of whom saw Kirk as a mentor, flooded social media with tributes. His speeches, debates, and viral clips are being reshared as symbolic proof of his commitment to freedom of speech. Yet on the other side, progressive voices warned that such framing could fuel retaliation and spiral further unrest. Advocacy groups urged restraint, emphasizing that words can become weapons.